Hi, my name is Nicole Greer. My banner ID is 01675691, and I have not collaborated with anyone on this assignment. The variable that we're talking about today is age, and the statistics that we have are based on Housatonic students. So this is a quantitative variable because we know that all possible values can be sliced up into bins, and the cases students are falling into each of these bins: age, year. So a checkpoint that we can use for this is the quantitative data condition, which states that data values that are quantitative when their units are known. And so at least in this case, the units are years. All right, so we have all of our information downloaded into StatCrunch. So what we're going to do now is look at the measures of central tendency, which are mean, median, and mode. I think the easiest way to do this is actually to make a histogram, which is the display of our distribution. So we're selecting age. Mean and median are the markers, and we'll compute that. So this is what we see here. Median is actually the exact center of your data. So if you lined every number up, you would go to the middle, and what splits the top half from the bottom half is the median. So in this particular case, the median age is 24. The mean is figured out a little differently, so we do this by taking the sum of every age of every student and adding it all up and then dividing it by the number of students. So the number of students we have here is 3,537. And the last measure of central tendency is mode. You can see this in your summary statistics. So let's go here, select age, and mode is at the very bottom. Let's see, compute. So mode is the age that shows up most frequently in your data. So in this case, our age is 20. So let me just take a minute to talk about this graph. This is unimodal because it has one peak here, as you can see, and the data is skewed right. So it has a long tail over here. And we have two outliers. So one of the outliers is a student that's age 3. We can kind of assume, because this is taking statistics on university students, that that is probably a mistake. We also have two students that are ages 91. So, you know, that's a little bit more understandable. But because of these outliers, we know that the median is going to give us the best interpretation of our data, because the mean is going to be influenced by this 3-year-old and the 91-year-olds, and that's going to change the average value more significantly than our median, where most of the data is closer to. So with that in mind, let's look at our 5-number summary. All right, so median, minimum, maximum, quartile 1, and quartile 3. These are the numbers that make up our 5-number summary. We already talked about median, so I'm not going to focus a lot on that, but just a reminder, it's the center of our data. The minimum and maximum are pretty easy to find. You go to the bottom of your data set and find the lowest value for the minimum and the very highest value for the max. So what I want to focus more on is quartiles 1 and 3. So quartile 1 is also known as the 25th percentile because 25% of our data is falling below this quartile. So if you look here, quartile 1 falls at 21. So you can see 25% of our data, that kind of makes sense. You can see that. Whereas with quartile 3, age 33, is called the 75th percentile because 75% or the bulk of our data is falling below that number. So this is really just saying 50% of our data is falling between ages 21 to 33. And we can see that in this set. So I hope it helps. Thanks, guys.